So for this after 9 o'clock little project that I'm gonna try to knock out for my good friend, and it's his dad's 2000 Expedition 425. It says 99, like it was made in March 99, but they didn't have one in 99. So it's a 2000. It is a solid rear axle. I mean, it's a Polaris. It's got a foot shift on it. It's pretty cool. Haven't messed with too many of these, but it's been sitting now for, I think, I don't know, 4 years or so. And just gonna do a little tune-up on it. Got a new battery, new brakes, oil, filter, and the drain plug is stripped, so you can't get that out. But I'm gonna go over everything, grease it up, clean it up a little bit for him, and see what I can do. So the first part of it was to change out these rear brake pads. It seems like it'd be pretty easy, but I didn't know. I think that it was actually seized up a little bit to where it's a dual piston setup, so I couldn't separate them without having to separate the whole caliper itself, and some of the brake fluid bled out, but that's all right because up there's none in the reservoir anyway. So next is this battery. It looks pretty new, but thing's shot. It's been sitting for a while, so you know, part of it. I'm gonna check the voltage on it. Yeah, 6 volts and 5 years. It's time to change it. New batteries installed, good 12 volts. I did go with the cow trick on this just because he hasn't obviously used it, like I said, 5 years. So it's a sealed AGM battery. Cowtrick's brand is actually starting to pick up pretty nice. It's not bad for little small projects like this, and just to get it, you know, the average guy by. But I got the tire back on. Get on the oil. So here's another reason why I go with the Purelator oil filter, part number L14610, because it is about, I would say, a ½ inch, 3/4 of an inch taller than the Polaris filter. So you got more filter, more oil capacity, and it's just a better filter all around. Now moving on to the front brake pads, and as you can see, they're not even there. I mean, that's straight up metal, almost going through. Okay, so there's the brake pad. It's actually worse than I thought. Did wear it completely all the way through, nothing there. And that's his piston that was pretty well just sitting there. Don't think this part's savable, or that caliper. But I mean, even the brake pad's still in there. Okay, so I don't recommend doing this, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to get a brake caliper at this point. But and it's also like 11:30 at night, so I'm gonna ask him later. But I'm gonna put it back together as much as I can because you can't really ruin this, anyways. But his joints, or not his joints, his seals in there were all pinched together. Cleaned those out, separated those. Finished cleaning up his piston here. Put some brake fluid on there and try to fit this in there. It might not go down all the way, you know, as far as it needing to go into the piston actually this far. If I can get enough of this sticking out with the new brakes in there, then we'll probably leave it. Although I really should like shave that down so it actually presses against there smoothly. But like I said, I don't have much to work with here, so we're gonna see how it goes. Well, sadly, this brake caliper is toast. The whole mounting plate here is bent up. The where the pins come out, it's not allowing the brake pads to slide at all. Everything's in a bind, so sad to say, everything is gone. Did as much as I could. She's a goner. Not gonna expect too much more from this side because they are pretty worn out. They are completely worn out also, but it doesn't look like they are broke through on the back side, so maybe this one's savable. So sadly, this one is a goner too, and I actually kind of think the whole brake system is a goner because there was no brake fluid up in the bar, and so I think everything from the handbrake up there all the way down to the ports and everything in the lines here is seized up. So on the Xpedition 425 here, we did end up going with a new set of calipers and master cylinder form. This isn't quite the same, as you can tell in the master cylinder. Not exactly sure what this one came off of, but it was way cheaper, and it is just all, it's an all metal reservoir, unlike the plastic one here. Plastic handle, metal handle. It all looks the exact same, mounts up, same diameter bolt for the banjo bolt, The only thing is it came with the little switch, so it does fit something else, but everything will cross over. Things fine. The calipers look great. Came with brake pads, new hardware, new tabs. This tab, or the mounting bracket on that one, was bent, so new there. Okay, so we are finally wrapping up this Xpedition. Got all new, everything's new on it. Got it all buttoned up, back on there. Nothing's leaking this time. I did have a little fitting issue, so leaking a little bit. Everything's back on there. Everything is bled front and rear. The brake is working. The foot brake's working. Hand brake is working. Got good pressure. Everything stops real quick, as it should. Although he does have to, I mean, probably should have got him new rotors. But, I mean, they're not warped too bad. I mean, they're just a little rusty just from sitting for so long. So, probably will take a wire brush to those and at least clean them up a little bit. But, yeah. So ready for this thing to be done. Came in for just brake pads. Pretty much a whole new brake system.